My name is Jerome Catherine.
My name is Van Bassendale.
My name is John Helf.
Mark Mendoza.
I'm Greta Wolmer.
My name is Isaiah Aldridge.
Max Woodett.
I live in Whitefish Bay.
I live in Whitefish Bay, and I've lived here for my whole life.
By Clody Park in Whitefish Bay.
What is your opinion of Whitefish Bay?
I've had a pretty good experience being raised here. I've met a lot of good friends.
Definitely more upper class community.
Whitefish Bay is a good community, I feel like, but we do have a lot of problems with diversity that I feel like could be changed or could be worked on.
I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
How would you compare where you live to Whitefish Bay?
I don't see no trash on the ground here. It looks so different. Why does everything have to look so shaped up and nice here? But when I have to go home, I find broken glass in front of my doorstep or other bags of garbage or something all around there, and you don't see nobody trying to pick that up.
How accepting do you feel Whitefish Bay is?
From my experience, I've been very well accepted here. I feel like I can get along with anyone. I can talk to anyone, any teacher, any person. So for myself, it's accepting, but I definitely, as I've gotten older, realized that it's a little more only accepting to certain types of people.
Whitefish Bay gives off a vibe that it's not as accepting as a lot of other places, and definitely Wisconsin. I guess the nickname of Whitefish Bay is like White Folks Bay.
People in charge are a little tougher on people of different races. Black, mainly Hispanic. I feel like sometimes when it comes down to punishment or calling a kid out, it's often taken way farther with those races.
There's just been evidence of it with that incident at the jewelry store with the Bucks player. Like, that was really upsetting.
Every time I look around, I always be getting these weird stares. All the time. Like, I feel unwanted in the school, to tell the truth.
Do you feel like you are often defined by your race?
I feel in a way that being an Asian American it has its own stereotype. It might not be as negative as other stereotypes, but there's definitely a stigma that goes with, I think, any race really, but as an Asian American, I experience somewhat in a different light than a lot of people here.
Oh yeah, he's some Asian kid probably getting straight A's, you know, going to some Ivy League school. That's usually what the stereotype of an Asian is, but I don't fit that stereotype.
When I was in kindergarten, speech impediment and everything, I couldn't talk well, and so when I in my kindergarten class, well, I went to speech class, and now I talk the way I am. My whole family says I talk white. How do you sound black?
What is talking black? We are speaking English, people. English.
So I try to change my tone and everything to more, I don't know, hood or whatever, or like everybody else, but I just end up talking back this way because this feels normal to me.
How are you going to say, I'm not black enough? Well, I'm probably the darkest dude in the whole school. Like, what? What considers to be black? Don't say slang. Don't say the music you listen to. Those are optional. Slang is not a language. English is the language that we speak.
Do you think racism is a problem in Whitefish Bay?
Compared to the nation and compared to maybe different areas of the state, not as much. It definitely exists here. I feel like kids at Bay are a lot more accepting of each other and different and their differences than a lot of different schools are, which is great, but it definitely still exists.
Even if we don't say anything to each other, or even if we don't act on any of our thoughts, we still think them. And I know I catch myself doing it a lot, where I assume things about people who are a certain race without even knowing them.
It's a natural thing to do as human, to perceive someone by how they look. It's not a good thing, but even I do it.
If you ever see someone actively being racist in Whitefish Bay, do you ever try to stop it?
I haven't, even though I probably should have. I'm just gonna be honest that I really haven't.
Usually I'm doing my own thing. Like, usually I'm thinking I have something better to do than to like go fix like other people's problems.
When you see racism in Bay, why don't you try to stop it?
Because I don't want those people to like think that I'm some like social justice warrior. It comes from a fear of being made fun of.
Mostly because it's very difficult to go against what everyone usually does. It's a cultural thing where everyone doesn't like to break the norm.
Diversity. Diversity is what gives a community its own unique sense of identity. Whether that be through varying life experiences, viewpoints, values, abilities, race. Embracing each other's differences enriches our lives and allows us to grow as individuals. One of the first steps of improvement is identifying that a problem exists. Whether we like to admit it or not, racial prejudices do exist in Whitefish Bay. But it's not enough to just admit that there is a problem. In order for real progress to be made, we all must take a stand against racism. If you see racism in your daily life, please make the effort to correct it. It may be uncomfortable, but real progress never came from being inside your comfort zone. It is easier to observe and not act, but without action, nothing will be changed. I believe in Whitefish Bay. It is a great place to live, but if we all work together, we can make it even better.